what I will do is this. He's gonna sacrifice all the tokens that he can. That does nothing really, to be completely fair. So, and now I will do that. And I will just attack with everything. Okay, another land that sucks. It's the second land we got with the Caustic Bronco. How ridiculous can that be, right? So we're drawing another card. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to be a new deck tag. This time it's going to be standard and it's going to be mono black discard, but it's a post rotation mono black discard. What does that mean? It means that the regular mono black discard plays with cards like Go for the Throat, plays with cards like Sheoldred, and it plays with cards like Liliana of the Veil. Now, I tried my best to change those cards, right? To add cards to the deck that made sense in the deck, but also that were not going to get rotated out. So, the cards I added, apart from all of the cards from Final Fantasy that already play, like Cecil Dark Knight and Jack, I don't know, Reluctant Guardian. The cards I added were Tiny Bones Bobble Burglar. Let me put the rest there. Because, you know, it has to do with this card. You can play the cards that your opponent discards, so that's pretty good. You can force the discard for 4 as a sorcery. That's not great, but pretty decent card. I just chose one because it's more of a later in the game or a early blocker, you know, that you can start utilizing its abilities soon because it just costs 2. So on turn 2 you can play this, and on turn 3 you can Duress, Bandit's Talent, Thoughtstalker Warlock, you know, stuff like that. I changed Go for Throat for Long Goodbye. Now, my thought process was I wanted an instant that had a small disadvantage like Go for the Throat. For example, this card is terrible against artifact attacks. Long Goodbye seemed very good early game. After that, not very helpful. So this is something you probably want to change. You can see it works, but probably there's going to be better cards coming for this deck. And Rush of Dread. This was the best card I added. I think it fits this perfectly. It serves multiple purposes. The only downside for me is that you can only use it as a sorcery, but you can pay 3 to cast it and then +1 to make your opponent sacrifice half of the creatures they control of their choice rounded up. So if they have 5 creatures, they need to sacrifice 3. You can pay 5 to have your opponents discard half the cards in their hand also rounded up, or you can pay 5 and target opponent loses half their life rounded up, or you can mix and match all of those. And I added 2 of these, and you'll see the power of this card if you still don't know. It's a very good card and it got us out of some pretty tough binds. So pretty happy with this addition. Then I also added Caustic Bronco, which usually I don't think you see in these card decks, but you might. I don't really remember. Let me take these 3 out. But that was mainly because I didn't have 4 of Carcy Revenant, 4 of Cecil. Now I do, but I didn't at the time. And 4 of the Reluctant Guardian. Because if you do have 4 of all of those, or the Unstoppable Slasher, I suggest maybe it makes more sense to play those. I didn't want 4 Duresses, and maybe even 3 is a lot, because this is very useful early game, and the more the game goes on, the less useful I feel like it. And this one is very good, but it costs 3, and it's really good only if your opponent loses life. So, you know, apart from that, we have Bandit's Talent that we all know and love. Sure. Unstoppable Slasher to be a big threat. Carcy Revenant to gain some life. This is the best card. You're gonna see what this card does. It's crazy. Cecil, very good as well. And then you have Virtue of Persistence for some graveyard recurrence at the end of the games, and to serve as removal and gain some life early. This was the intro. You're gonna see a lot of wins. You're gonna see us getting mana screwed a lot. and mana flooded as well, but you know, 24 lands. The shuffler is fine, don't forget about that. But yeah, I spoke too much already. The gameplay will speak for itself. It's a very good deck and I think it works pretty well, especially considering we are playing with just what we have right now and not what's coming. So try it out. It will work after the rotation, so can't really complain. Let's get in some games. So let's try this on ranked. We have played one game on ranked so far. On play, everything goes well. On rank, like we had one game and we were mana screwed immediately, so this deck has 24 lands, man. I don't know what the shuffler wants more, but again, I see no reason why not to take this, you know? But 2 lands again is gonna be very scary. I don't know if we're gonna get the third before the 4th or 5th turn, but we'll see. Like, this is frustrating as hell because when I started playing Arena like 3 or 4 years ago, okay, now we got a land 3 or 4 years ago, or no, like 5 or 6, something like that. Everyone said you cannot have less than 24 lands or something like that. Now 24 lands are not enough, you know. So I don't know what our opponent what the shuffler wants. Yeah, sometimes the shuffler seems like our opponent. Yeah, our opponent just started off super strong. This is going to be a very difficult game for us, but we'll see. We kind of need some removal or... okay, that's actually perfect. He only has 1 card. 1, right? So I think I'm going to risk this. I'm not going to attack. I'm going to put this like this. Like, only 2 cards. I think I am going to risk this because maybe with a little bit of luck we can survive 1 turn and then long goodbye Tifa. Or the Priestly Wheel or whatever we want, right? Okay, so that's a 4 or a 5 or 6 or whatever. Okay, he's spreading them out. He's spreading them out, not attacking. Okay, double the amount of tokens. I'm very confused with that one, I'm not gonna lie. So he has something that gives trample, most likely. I'm going to long goodbye the Chocobo, I have to. And I'm going to put another one of these on the battlefield just to, you know, throw it there just to see if okay, so that's gonna be very aggressive. Of course it is. I think I'm gonna have to put everything in front of Tifa, and I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Okay. Yeah, our opponent is just risking everything. I honestly don't know how smart that is, especially considering I'm gonna force him to sacrifice 2 creatures. Right? I think that's it. Let's see which 2 he sacks. Probably Llanowar Elves and Tifa, or Bristly and Llanowar Elves, but yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. And I'll still not do anything. Okay, so our opponent is completely in top deck mode. I'll go with the slasher. And I will attack just to try and gain some life, because I'll actually play everything, because you know, we'll have a lot of blockers. We can start creating some tokens as well. Okay, the Hydra. We need to get... Nah, that's not it. That is not it though. I will attack with those 2. I want to put some pressure on our opponent, because again, we have some blockers, so we can do some stuff. Our opponent's gonna go to 6. I'll bend its talent. He cannot do anything, but you know. So he's gonna lose 2 more. And we kind of need to hope he doesn't get anything crazy. Okay. I'm on 22 life. I have 3 blockers. I can definitely survive whatever this is. Still, this changes nothing. He only has 1 that has... So I'll block there. Doesn't matter. I'll block there. Doesn't matter. And he cannot do that again. So we're going down to 14. And good game. I'll attack with everything. Not gonna waste any more time. And we got the win. Look what happens when we get land. Our opponent had a very strong start, but that what's it called? The Rush of Dread really came in clutch at a time where he had 3 creatures on the battlefield. One of them was Tifa Lockhart, which is the one he chose to sacrifice. So pretty decent. Also, the long goodbye really was helpful. So I think we navigated this pretty well. Yeah, let's get into another one. So one pretty good win. Let's carry the momentum. Let's see if we can get 2 pretty good wins in 3 games. Hopefully we're not gonna be mana nothing. I don't want to be mana screwed or mana flooded. Just give me normal amounts of mana. Okay, so again, only 2 lands in a 24 land deck, which seems to be a thing now, but I'll keep because I have Bandit's Talent, Long Goodbye, and Virtue of Persistence to count on until I get the 3rd land for the rush and the 4th for the Reluctant Guardian, because I am very reluctant to say this creature's first name. Oh, sorry. I was a little distracted here with something beep, and I had to look at what it was. I'll edit that silence, don't worry. Okay, so 2 lands. Still nothing too crazy. Let's see what we're playing against. Is it the deck or is it mono red? Is it? Of course it is. Yeah, Agatha Soul Cauldron is the hell of a piece. This is terrible. Again, the first game we played on rank, it was against Izzet, and we saw no lands. And this game we're playing on rank against Izzet, and we're seeing absolutely no lands. This is ridiculous. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, guys. The shuffler is fine. There's no need to worry. I'll see the land when I have no way of winning. Don't worry. He's looking for either another VV or another creature, which is probably the Chrome something like that artifact, the 1-drop artifact, so that he can Agatha Soul Cauldron, take the VV out, and have another one. Ooh, so that's crazy, man. I saw another one. That's insane. I guess I'm gonna pass turn, because if he plays a creature, I'm gonna try and kill it. Okay, so there it is. It cannot be countered, so unless he, I don't know, bounces his own creature or something like that, that's not gonna work. But you know, next time he plays a creature, he can do that. So, well, even if he bounces, it doesn't matter. It's a token, so that was kind of a dumb statement, but okay. So absolutely nothing else to do. The game just refuses to give me land, so I'm just gonna try and go with the discard route. But that's literally what our opponent wants. So. Well, that's fine. We just lost 2 cards in hand. the Manang River region is very good. And there you go. Well, I always can try to Revenant, Rush of Dread, something like that. So. Okay, Sleight of Hand. Let's see what our opponent does. It's another land. That's not something like super crazy. The thing is, he can do that. I can Rush of Dread though. Okay, so he's doing that. Another land that's beautiful. That's really something else. I can force him to discard, but this is just gonna be you know, to discard, to sacrifice. But this is just a band-aid, you know. Because next turn you'll either find more ops or whatever. Or okay, so he got nothing. That's good for us. That is kind of solid for us. I don't know what to do actually. I think I'm gonna go with the Reluctant Guardian and hopefully he will whiff again. That's all I can hope for. No creatures at this point. Okay, got what we want, so we can go all out batshit insane. I don't know, so he has nothing there, but he will make it everything. He will make it everything. I'm gonna try and do this like I kinda have to, and I'll try an Unstoppable Slasher. So we're going to attack. Our opponent goes down to 9. I'll transform this. Now a 7/7 with Menace. I'll get a draw. And our opponent is down to 7. Let's see how he's going to get out of this one. Stock up. Perfect card, actually. We can actually play the Reluctant Guardian again next turn. So we also have the Karsi Revenant and the Thoughtstalker Warlock. So we have a bunch of stuff, but we kinda need to see. So he discarded that, of course. There's nothing really can do. Well, that is a 7/7 with Menace, so I don't see what can he do. And I'm gonna attack with the Slasher as well. And we got the win. Like this was very, very, very lucky. Don't get me wrong. Like we were mana screwed for the first couple of turns. I was mana pissed. I was very upset because it's the second time against this deck in 3 games that this happened. We managed to survive basically because of Long Goodbye and Rush of Dread. You know, they were well applied in the right time, you know, and our opponent kind of whiffed. So I don't know who was luckier or unluckier. I can say he whiffed, you know, like he got 3-4 creatures plus 2 Planispheres, so I don't know if he whiffed or not, but he had a lot of mana. He had Agatha Soul Cauldron, he had Vivi, Terza. We struggled to get mana, and then we started getting, and then our plan started to actually work, you know. So let's hope next game we don't get mana nothing, and I can just be a little chiller. Let's get into another one. 2 wins in 3 games so far. Oh my god, am I gonna do the same thing? Honestly, am I gonna keep this just because of the rest? And I'm going to like, it has to work. It has to work eventually. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. It's not gonna be on this game, but it has to work eventually. So yeah, Lightning Strike for sure. Next turn I will most likely Virtue of Persistence. Mainly target player. Okay, that's fine. Mainly because I don't know what he has. Oh my, I'm going to lose my shit with this game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. You're watching this, right? You're seeing this unfold. I'm not going insane, right? Look at it. Oh my god. So I'm gonna go with another duress because I really want to see what our opponent has. Okay, took the shock out and Ide2 second right. That's crazy. Like, we're being man screwed left, right, and center, man. Like, our opponent has everything, as you can clearly see. Okay. I guess that's mana. I guess that's mana, you know? I think I'm going to wait to use the long goodbye on Terza. I think that's the play here. I don't know what our opponent really has, but how much was that other one? Okay, so that's 4. And we are still getting screwed completely, ridiculously. Okay, let's force a discard there. Okay, it was land. I will definitely block because why wouldn't I? Okay. You see this happening, right? And don't come tell me that this is a problem of deck building. It's not. Let me see something. That's an instant. Okay, so now we got that. I am going to attack. And I will Bandit's Talon. And we got the win, but you see what happened again, right? Again, the same story. Like, this is impossible. I'm gonna keep saying this. You're gonna comment. We got the rank up. That's fantastic. You're gonna comment that I keep whining and moaning. The deck has 24 lands. This shouldn't happen. And it keeps happening. I'm gonna harp on this. I'm gonna die on this sword alone. But I will. Oh dear lord. Let's get into another one, guys. Okay, so let's see if the 50 game we play... Don't get me wrong, we got 3 wins being completely screwed, but let's see if the 5th game we play... Nope, it's still not this one. Come on, man, this is getting ridiculous. But we will carry on. I'm sorry if I have to interrupt this this video for the audio for any reason, but my dogs need to be here with me for the next hour or so. So here in the office. They're usually in the house. So I guess we never go first. First of all, I don't remember going first on rank yet. And I guess we don't get the lands we need. So that's our experience. Okay, so we're playing against Dimir. Probably Dimir control, you know. This is a good one at least. Let's see if we see something interesting or not. I'm gonna try and do that immediately, obviously. There's no Omniscience, so plus Omniscience was Azoria's. Okay, go for Throat. That doesn't really scare me that much anyway. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna enjoy life as is. So I'm gonna go with Caustic Bronco and I will... well, I'll try. Okay. He's losing counters, he's losing cards in hand, so not gonna complain about that at all. More land, exactly what we needed, everything we wanted. Unstoppable Slasher, he probably has removal, but I'll remain the positivity when I say that he's losing counters, he's losing stuff in his hand. Okay, that's fine. Land, he only has 1 card. I'm not gonna say anything, man. Honestly, I'm gonna put this, unless it's like a ridiculous loss where we couldn't really do anything. I'm gonna put this game, and you're gonna compare to all other games, and we're all gonna have a big laugh, I'm sure. A huge laugh about this, because what we're seeing is basically no lands or all lands, and that's been definitely my experience with Magic. Okay, so we're gonna kill the Revenant. We kinda need something. That's exactly what we need. And a Bandit's Talent. That's also perfect. So we're gonna start with the Bandit's Talent. Make him discard whatever it is that he has in hand. A bat. That was a good one. We're gonna kill that. And I think I'm gonna just do this, honestly, because we could probably get a little bit more out of that one, but you know, Long Goodbye I think is going to be important this turn. Exactly. We're immediately going to play that. We're not going to risk anything. Losing 2, I'm drawing 2, and we still got the goddamn win. This deck wins games, and this is the proof right here. The proof is not in the pudding. The proof is in this video. Guys, I don't think you're understanding what you're seeing. In the first games, we were completely mana screwed, and we won them. In this game, we were completely mana flooded, and guess what happened? We won the game. So this is like a perfect deck, clearly. I'm maintaining my spirits. You're gonna complain in the comments about my attitude and saying that I bitch and moan a lot, but it is what it is. When the game serves me this plate of BS, let's see what happens next, guys. It's so hot here where we are. Jesus, man, not being able to have the fan on, killing me. Okay, I'll keep this. This is an interesting hand. Not perfect, but Long Goodbye to hold up the beginning of the match. Rush of that thread for the end. All the land we need. So we're playing against the VV deck. Of course we are. All decks are VV decks these days. Like the fourth one we ran through. Our opponent kinda wants this, but VV costs 3, right? So it's an Artist Talent. Nothing else that will happen this turn for our opponent, so we can attack or try to. I don't know what our opponent has. We'll Caustic Bronco just to keep the Long Goodbye open and pass turn. Now we'll see. He might not have the VV, or he might just be scared that I have 2 black open, which might mean he doesn't really have a counter, which is also something good for us. So Guardian of New Benalia. He discards and becomes indestructible. He discarded the VV, okay. I know, but I have a rush of drive that we can actually use, so far so good. Okay, Monument to Endurance, but he is completely tapped out. we'll have 5. We can force him to discard, basically. We can also do that. I think I'm going to attack first and foremost. Okay, that sucked. And I think I will... I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. Because I kind of want to give him another turn. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to give our opponent another turn. And we'll see what happens, because he only has 1 card in hand. I know he has pretty much everything set up for a crazy turn, but recommission was not in my plans. For sure. For sure. So that's on me. It was my mistake. I really was not expecting a recommission. Really was not. So there's that. There's another one. So I think we'll have to be Rush of Dread next turn for everything. Can play recommission again and get the VV, but we'll have to sacrifice. Right now he has to sacrifice, I think, 3. 1, 2, so we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. You'll have to sacrifice 4. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. We should have tried and we should have Rush of Dread. So it is what it is. Every creature has every creature with a counter has that ability, I think. Yeah, so what I will do is this. He's gonna sacrifice all the tokens that he can. That does nothing really, to be completely fair. So, and now I will do that. And I will just attack with everything. Okay, another land that sucks. It's the second land we got with the Caustic Bronco. How ridiculous can that be, right? So we're drawing another card. That really does nothing either. Now, if we can survive one more turn, maybe this might be helpful for us, you know? So that's tap. I don't know, man. We definitely should have done the Rush of Dread on that turn. Force him to sacrifice the Guardian of Nubenalia, you know? We have a 7/7 with Menace. Our opponent kinda needs to, you know, pay a little bit of attention to, but at the same time, not that worrying, because this deck has bounce spells, it has counters, it has a lot of stuff that can, well, it has removal, but that cannot really deal with the 7/7 usually, unless it's exile or destroy target, whatever. But sure, I guess I'll block that. And we got the win. I have no idea how We really made a mistake. I guess our opponent whiffed on this last in this last game. We really made a mistake with that Rush of Dread. I feel like we should have done that before, but we still managed to get the win against a very difficult deck, man. Like this deck is still crazy. It's not as strong as it was, but it's still insane. Very happy with the win. Let's see what happens next. So, final thoughts, everyone. As you can see, the deck works out pretty well. This is a very different version of the mono black discard that we have right now, but it's not easy to replace cards like Liliana, Go for Throat and stuff like that. I think I tried. Rush of Dread I think makes a lot of sense in this deck, and I think it's very, very good. Tiny Bones can be good, but I don't think it's really needed. I thought it might be helpful. Caustic Bronco does its job, but maybe something else is better. It's mostly because of the cards that we get and the fact that it might ping your opponent for a lot of life. Long Goodbye is a very good card, but has a very bad downside. Go for Throat also had that downside, but I think it was less noticeable. So Long Goodbye is probably something you need to replace here. The rest I wouldn't really touch that much, to be completely honest. I think it works out pretty well. You saw in the games, you were mana screwed and mana flooded in most of them. As you can see, we have 24 land, and this is a one color deck, so you know, it wasn't even the thing that, oh, I need black mana and I only got colorless because we have 7 colorless mana, or I needed untapped mana and only got tap mana. You know what I mean? Like, we were just mana screwed or mana flooded. It's the shuffler at work. Even so, we managed to win, and we managed to win in style most games. We ended up with a 60% win rate, which is pretty good for a new deck. I'm gonna call it a new deck. And yeah, like I said, maybe substitute Long Goodbye with something a little bit different, something with a little less of a downside. Apart from that, maybe Tiny Bones as well, or put more Tiny Bones there. I just put one because the rest was functioning pretty well and I didn't feel the need to have more of anything. But yeah, guys, I guess that's it. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving lately. The videos have been getting a lot of views, and that's awesome. We reached our 250 sub goal, so now it's time for the 300 one. Let's hope we can get that fast as well. It's all thanks to you guys, and if you keep enjoying the videos, I'll keep putting them out for sure. I really like doing this, and seeing that you guys enjoy them as well makes me keep wanting to do them even more. But yeah, I yapped long enough. Apologies for all of the the attitude towards the video, but you know, sometimes you just get triggered. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave that like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. It helps out the channel a ton and it's extremely appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.